Hey, what's going on, everybody? James here, your ABX audiophile. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. I know it's been a while since we've done a video, been busy with work and stuff, but anyway, today we're going to be reviewing the somewhat crazily famous EVERSOLO A6 new DAC streamer. This thing is fantastic. You've probably seen a couple reviewers do some stuff on it. Look at that screen. Just fancy. So anyway, here we go. All right, first off, before we get going, I just wanted to let you all know that I believe we are the world's only registered nonprofit charity reviewer. 100% of our proceeds, all of the revenue we generate from YouTube, Patreon, donations, raffles, selling of our gear in our Discord, everything goes to youth musical programs. So if that's something you're interested in or interested in supporting, make sure you check out the links in the description below. We've got a very, very active and helpful Discord group. Patreon's blowing up. YouTube's doing good. Instagram's on fire. So make sure you check us out and be part of the work. All right. Okay, so first off, I started hearing about this EVERSOLO new streamer DAC when in our Discord, one of the Patreons posted the Steve Huff review of the EVERSOLO. And so I went and watched that video and I was like, dude, got to get our hands on one of these things for the group. We got to see what this is all about and do a good review. So I watched the release. I emailed EVERSOLO and asked them when it was going to be coming out. I found their link on Amazon. They sent me the right link and said, hey, just watch this link for when it goes live, which I did. I was able to snatch one up. I think they were only available for probably something less than an hour. And they were all sold out. So somehow I got lucky enough to get one. It showed up maybe like 3 weeks later, something like that. I can't remember the day that I ordered, but it took a while to get there. Anyway, we just got it the other day. We hooked it up, and initial impressions were absolutely phenomenal. But before we get to that, let's go through the app. I want to show you guys. A lot of people are saying, well, it doesn't come with a remote and stuff like that. So no, it does not come with a remote. But let's look at the app that you can download onto your tablet or your smartphone and talk about the amazing versatility of this EVERSOLO streamer DAC. Okay, so here's the EVERSOLO in my system, my reference system. We had just gotten it hooked up here. You can see on the screen, it's a little bit blurry on the screen, but there's the EVERSOLO in the system. We just got it hooked up. Super easy to hook up, super versatile. Literally plug and play, connect it to your network, and you are up and rocking and rolling in literally no time. And the amount of outputs and settings and things that this thing has is absolutely phenomenal. So here it is. You can just guys showing you what I got, what I'm referencing to. I'm running the Willsenton R8 with heavily upgraded tubes, even blending different models of KT88s to kind of get the sound that I'm looking for. Running the P3 with the Denon 301. Nothing super high end, but definitely upper mid-fi. And then previously we were running the Denafrips. You can see the Aries 2, basically the OG old school. Down there. We did not, for the testing in my initial auditioning, use a DAC with the EVERSOLO. We just ran it straight. You can also see my project. It's like the SB3 or something. It's moving magnet, moving coil. Very, very nice phono pre-stage. So we've got that going on. So that's what we're kind of auditioning with, is that. And you can see my open baffles there in the right, which I'll be doing a review on those pretty soon too. But let's get into the app, because the app is really what sold me on this thing. Okay, so when you first, this is just kind of a bit of information on what the EVERSOLO includes. It's got the dual DAC chips, the ESSs. Very, very nice. I think similar to the ones in one of the models of the J2 that everybody was, the Schiit J2 that everybody was liking. It's got a million options for inputs, outputs, settings. HDMI, DSD multi-channel, PCM, 32-bit, 768,000 hertz. High-res audio certified, so it'll do all of your streaming services, your high-res audio and stuff like that. Digital noise ratio, 128 dB. Total harmonic distortion, 0.000009. I'm not going to act like I know what a lot of that stuff means, but it looks cool. aptX, MKII, supported inputs. You've got all the different optical, USB-C, all the different inputs there. 7 types of digital filtering. We'll get into that just down the line here a little bit. Bluetooth 5.0, XMOS 3rd generation 16-core processor, 6-inch LCD, high definition touch display. So basically like a big old fat smartphone stuck in there. And here, I'll show you. Hold on. You can see it right here. I got the unit right here. Look at that thing. That entire thing lights up, and I'll show you guys some photos of it. But there's the back side of it. You've got your Bluetooth, 2.4 HiFi, power switch input, your LAN, HDMI out. You've got some USB options here, optical USB-C. This is basically your digital in, your digital out. Fully balanced XLR, like legit fully balanced XLR. So all aluminum case. You've got your opening here on the bottom that you can get to your SSD. Already upgrades coming out for that. Just beautiful, beautiful, clean machine. And it's pretty stout too. So it's nothing to shake a stick at. I'm loving it. But I'm well aware that I've got new buyer's bias going. So take everything with a grain of salt. We're going to do a full review later on how it sounds and kind of what I thought there. So anyway, that is kind of an overview, fully balanced preamp circuit, Android, iPhone, everything, AirPlay 2, Spotify, Tidal Connect, Amazon Music, Qobuz, Hi-Res, it's got everything. And I got about every streaming service, so I just hooked them all up in there and went to town on it. So when you first open the app up, this is going to be the first screen that you see. Super simple. You can name your DMP-A6 whatever you want. You kind of got a volume there. You can set the volume from the unit. This thing's pretty cool because you literally could just set this on top of an amplifier and you'd be rocking and rolling. I mean, you'd have a full system. Run it to a set of speakers and you're done. But you can just set the volume to max and then just control it off of your integrated or your preamp, however you wanted to do it. You could output to a DAC if you wanted to, whatever you want. I mean, the thing's just like next level versatile. So kind of here's what you see. I'll walk you through what the app looks like because everybody kind of wants to know that. So you can see your source, music, files, streaming, cast. You can actually hit the cast button right there and it will cast the screen of the A6 to your device. So you can literally see it right in front of you. Super fun feature. I was messing with that with a bunch. When you go into your next screen, if you pick your source, so basically we're going to pick source and then you're going to go here. So you can see here, you can select all your different input sources, your internal player, Bluetooth, USB-C, optical, coaxial. You can do all those. And then your outputs, and you just touch this and it changes. Balanced XLR, analog, HDMI, SPDIF, all of that stuff on there. You can see the output parameters. You can go in there and change those settings. We've got maximum format, 32-bit MKII, DSD 512, again, the 768K hertz. And then you go to the streaming. Here's your different streaming services that you can choose. There's 2 levels, so if you scroll down, this next one comes here. So you got your standard Tidal, Qobuz right on top, looking good there. High-res audio, UPnP, WebDAV, Tidal Connect, Rune Ready, Spotify Connect, AirPlay, DLNA. And then if you go into the next setting, you can choose your screen, how you want it to look. So the VU meters are always cool. Everybody's always loving the VU meters. So you can switch between any of these VU meters at any time. You can do that from the app as well. So even if you're sitting down at your listening position and you want to switch this up, you can change your VU meters right from your seated position. You don't have to get up and mess with the unit, which is super, super cool. Then we get into the audio section right here. You can see all the different selections here. We can choose our different outputs. The cool thing is like if I go, I think the first one we'll go through is the XLR RCA output. So if I select that, you're going to see them all here. And this is the selections that you've got, all your different audio stuff there, your fixed sampling rate. This is kind of basically your overall options, kind of before you kind of get into any of them. You can set your screensaver. You can set the knob brightness, the screen brightness. So for all of you that want a really dim screen, or maybe you want it really bright, you can adjust that. If you want a little darker, and it really goes down to like almost nothing too. So you can adjust all of the brightnesses, including the knob, for all of you who don't like bright coming out of your equipment. This is super cool. Just like anything, you can set your screensavers, your screensaver mode, times, languages, all that stuff. Do a full factory reset if you want. The thing that I liked about it, I'm a big Qobuz guy. I do have Tidal as well, but I like that they kept the app on the thing. When you click Qobuz, it actually looks like Qobuz. I really, really appreciated that. They spent a lot of time to make whatever streaming service you choose kind of look like the native app. So that was kind of neat, because Qobuz doesn't have the play. You can't use it from the app itself. Tidal you can, but I find it easier just to log in to both of them and just have it kind of in one space. You don't have to mess around, jump around apps and stuff. Here's what the Tidal app looks like. Again, really cool layout. I mean, everything kind of aligns with Tidal, you know, in some ways. This would be my Qobuz homepage, and I actually jump back and forth from my Qobuz to the EVERSOLO app, and almost identical. They look really, really close. So I really liked that. I didn't even though I had Tidal Connect, I didn't use Tidal Connect because it's integrated so well into the EVERSOLO app that I didn't feel like I needed to switch. And if I did that, then I would be in the Tidal app, and then I would have to switch back to the EVERSOLO app if I kind of wanted to make changes or mess around with stuff. And so I just found myself sitting in the app anyway. So, you know, I didn't find any need or desire to use the direct stuff. The DAC filter characteristics. This was really interesting. You could actually select all of these different DAC filters from the dual chip. Oh, my dog's going crazy. From the dual chip DACs, you could set fast roll off linear, slow roll off linear, all this minimum and hybrid and stuff. I don't know what any of that means, and I haven't got into any of that stuff yet. This is just kind of an overall overview, I guess, of what the thing is. XLR RCA outputs. We can select this here. We've got HDMI outputs, PCM audio, DSD, SACD. We can set all of those settings. In the PCM, we can set it to audio, PCM 2.0, multi-channel. In the DSD, we can set it to automatic, or we can make it kind of whatever we want, native DSD or D2P. Hold on, let me go fix my dogs. Okay, we got the dogs handled. Apologize about that. Yeah, so DSD audio, you can set it to auto, D2P, native. Let's see, moving through I tried to kind of go down in layers here. For the SACD, you can do stereo or multi-channel. Your SPDIF out, you can set the DSD audio, MKII support capability. Under the DSD audio, you've got D2P or DOP. And then the MKII, obviously you've got your selections there, although MKII may not be around much longer. USB DAC output, you got a bunch of different settings here, going into each of those. Volume control first, volume system settings, audio device, you can pick which one you want there. And under the DSD audio, again, you can choose, you'll see some of these are kind of similar because they have the same thing for kind of each of the outputs and stuff like that. So here's your MKII stuff again. You can set some of your sampling rates, all gapless. You can set it to kind of just follow the source material, or you can set it to, a fixed sample rate to wherever you want it to be. Again, here's your screen brightness display. You can set your knob brightness. I mean, literally from off to like glaring white in your face. Again, screensaver. When it goes to like a screensaver mode, you can set it for like 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You can even pick what you want it to look like. It kind of does date and time on there. So if you just got it setting in your room, you don't ever have to turn it off. You can just have it go to screensaver mode, and it's got your clock on there for you. So if you're sitting in your listening space or whatever, you know, it kind of gives you that. There's no real capability to put any, you know, custom stuff on there that I see yet, but maybe later with an update. And then you can go into your VU meter selector. So here's kind of the 4 different meters that you can put up on there, and they're full screen too. When I tell you that those VU meters, let's switch back here real quick. Those VU meters, they take up that whole big screen, so you can clearly see them. I sit 11 feet away from the speakers in my listening position, in my listening room. I'm over 11 feet away to each of the speakers, and I can see that clear as day. So that is pretty cool. I think that's one of the selling points for a lot of people. But USB out, you can check whether it's a PC file transfer or an external storage device. So I'm assuming this is kind of like if you have you know, digital file libraries and stuff like that you want to integrate. You can go into the thing that tells you about your device specific. So you can see the software version, the name, the model, your IP, your Ethernet MAC, and then it kind of tells you what's in that model. So we've got the Cortex A55 quad core, talks about the dual DACs, MKII, XMOS, tells you what your ROM is, how much RAM, and I believe that stuff is being upgradable, and you can check your version. This screen's kind of cool, so if you did import your digital library, this would kind of show in there, so your tracks list, artists, and stuff like that. Of course, I'm new, so I didn't have any data there yet. And then you can search your files, right? So all your different stuff, CD-ROMs, NFS, SMB, your different digital storages, your favorites, kind of got some cool stuff there. Here's the screen, kind of a close shot. You can see, I don't know if it shows up. Yeah, it does show up in the video. So you touch this button here and the different VU meters come up. And then this goes to like your different cycles kind of through your different screens. If you just press the little spinning CD on there, it will bring up this screen that shows you what your song is. The cool thing I like about this is it tells you how many kilobytes per second. So it tells you it's MP3, 44.1 kilohertz, 2-channel, 320.3 kilobytes per second at 32-bit depth. So this is kind of cool, gives you some information. I noticed some discrepancies between what the streaming services were telling me and what actually showed up on the screen, and they weren't huge and often, but there obviously is something in the way that the streaming services decode, and I would kind of do the same song on Qobuz and Spotify, and it would kind of be the same thing, or Qobuz and Tidal, and it would kind of be the same thing. So there's something going on there just a little bit, so something in the embedded you know, material or whatever. But anyway, that is the EVERSOLO Streamer DAC. Really cool. I'm not going to get too much into sound because I really haven't had time to audition it, and of course for me it's just absolutely phenomenal, so I know I'm super biased. But I will say that previously I was running the Blues Node 2i. I've heard the Weem Mini. I've heard a couple different DACs kind of with the streamer, with the Blues Node. And I can tell you probably by far running this thing just straight native, I disagree with Steve Huff just a little bit, because when he listened to this, he talked about the internal DAC here being just a little bit better than the Blues Node. And I would disagree with him on that case. And I think maybe because he's listened to so much higher end DACs, maybe his, you know, ceiling, his you know, wavelength is a little bit larger than mine. Mine's probably a little bit more compressed maybe, but I put the sound of this internal DAC right in between my Aries 2 OG, the original, and my buddy Kelly brought over his Schumann ladder DAC, which was just like super clean, tight, forward punchy, bam. And then you put the Aries 2 in, and it's like this nice analog-y, smooth, sweet, with detail and dynamic thing going on, you know. I would put the Solo A6 right in between those two. So if the Aries is a little bit too analog-y, a little bit too laid back for you, but maybe like your Schumann ladder DAC or maybe some of your topping stuff is a little bit too crispy, a little bit too bright and clean for you. For me, this kind of falls right in the middle of those two, which is amazing because if you think about the Aries 2, I mean, you're looking at an $800 DAC alone, and this EVERSOLO sits at $850 for the DAC inside of it and all of that other stuff that that I showed you guys. So anyway, that's my initial thoughts on the EVERSOLO. I know I get all hot in this room when I do my reviews, so I get the fingerprints on stuff. I apologize, but super cool knob. The knob's really nice, really smooth. You just push it in and out to turn it on and off. It comes with all of the RCA covers all kind of already put on there. These little antennas are all bent down, you know, when you kind of first get it. And they're your standard deal, kind of tighten them up, put them where you want it, and kind of snug them up. Yeah, that's it. Just overall, I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of the HiFi Rose folks going to be crying when they when this thing kind of takes hold, and for under $1,000 you're getting right up there and you're saving yourself $4,000. So, and I'm not saying that that's the truth because I haven't heard the HiFi Rose. I've seen them, I've interacted with them at Expona, I looked at them, they look great. They had a couple playing. Of course, you're not going to get a real listening session there, but anyway, I think that this is going to be a game changer for the streamer DAC market, and I think it punches way above its price point. But I'm going to spend a few weeks with it, and we'll do another review and really get into the sound and the characteristics of this thing. I hope you enjoyed the review. Remember to check the links below, and you know, we're just doing things for the kids, and if they don't make the music, then we have nothing. So you all have a fantastic day, and if you made it to the end here, I appreciate you. Talk to you later.